Christian Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Missionary Kids, Unmasking the Myths of White Evangelicalism by Berkley Fletcher. Narrated by Nikki Zakocs. Introduction. I've only known one probable murderer in my life, and he was an evangelical missionary. I grew up calling him Uncle. Children of missionaries, Missionary Kids, or MKs as we are commonly known in the evangelical world, are usually told to refer to the adult missionaries in their orbits as uncles and aunts. This particular uncle wasn't just any old missionary either. He was a highly celebrated one, a charismatic speaker with the numbers of converts to prove it. He supposedly led big revivals and baptized hundreds, although since then, I've heard multiple people question his self-reported spiritual exploits. Many more in the missionary community questioned his claim that it was thieves who killed his wife on an isolated road late one night. They knew he was having an affair with another married missionary, giving him a possible motive, and his story had some discrepancies, starting with the couple's inexplicable nighttime drive, something most people there tried to avoid due to poor road conditions. His case never faced any legal process or scrutiny. Americans who commit crimes overseas often benefit from jurisdictional gaps, so I can't say he was guilty and thus won't identify him here. What I can say is he left the country where he served to avoid possible prosecution, with the help of his mission organization, which apparently kept the information related to his departure to itself. He went on to further ministry, at least for a time. According to an MK-turned-missionary I interviewed for this book, he showed back up on the mission field in another country with a short-term missionary team, and once again made highly exaggerated claims of leading large numbers of people to Christ. Most American evangelicals would be shocked to hear that a missionary could be a murderer or even a charlatan. American Christians have celebrated missionaries ever since they first started going out to places like China, India, and Nigeria in the 19th century. Lottie Moon, one of the original Southern Baptist missionary celebrities, has a Christmas offering named after her, to which all the churches in America's largest Protestant denomination contribute every year. Growing up Southern Baptist, I probably learned the name Lottie Moon simultaneously with that of Jesus Christ, although to be honest, I didn't realize she was a person for a long time. I thought she was a satellite, or maybe a snack cake. Individual missionaries these days are rarely as famous as Lottie Moon was, but as a collective, they are still lionized in white evangelical America, and the missionary endeavor continues to be seen as the highest form of Christian calling in that culture. If you want to grow up to be a saint, you surrender to a call to missions. Do a quick poll of white evangelicals, and most of them will be able to tell you of a time when the missionaries came to speak at their church and how formative that was. The stories of persecuted Christians in distant lands, the photos of poverty-stricken villagers receiving blankets and Bibles, the miraculous accounts of Muslims dreaming of Jesus during Ramadan. That's a newer missionary story, one that has become familiar post 9/11. Your white evangelical friends will probably tell you how much they looked up to these most lauded of Christians. Maybe they were challenged to do more for God with their own lives and in their own communities. Maybe they went on a short-term mission trip with their church. Maybe they put part of their allowance in the offering plate to help, or had a prayer calendar of missionary birthdays. Or maybe they quickly dismissed the idea that they could ever belong to this spiritual league and moved on with their morally inferior American lives, happy to be represented by and associated with Christians of such stellar devotion. In the minds of many, missionaries were, and remain, on a whole other level. I've heard my parents literally introduced as super Christians, and regularly saw people in two hemispheres fawn over them as if they were Bono. In Kenya, where I grew up, the missionaries were always the special guests, always revered, always celebrated, always sought out and deferred to.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?